The village of Sundarvan was known for its endless greenery. At the heart of it stood an ancient peepal tree, tall and mighty, its roots gripping the earth like a guardian protecting its home. For generations it had stood strong, providing shade, shelter, and stories for those who rested under it. Beneath its wide branches lived a little boy, Kabir, and his grandmother. The tree had been their companion, listening to their laughter, their stories, and their secrets. One day, Kabir noticed something strange. The tree had begun shedding its leaves in the middle of spring. Its bark looked cracked, its once strong roots seemed weak. "Granny, what's happening to the tree?" Kabir asked, worried. Granny placed her wrinkled hand on the bark, her eyes full of sorrow. "It's getting old, Kabir. Everything that gives also grows tired one day." Kabir hugged the tree trunk. "But this tree has always been here. It can't leave us." Granny sighed. "Let me tell you a story, my child. Many years ago there was a terrible famine in our village. Crops dried up, wells ran empty, and people had no food to eat. The village elders decided to cut down trees for wood to trade for food." Kabir gasped. "They wanted to cut this tree too?" Granny nodded. "Yes. But before they could, a miracle happened." She pointed to the tree's strong roots. One morning when people dug near this tree, they found a hidden water source beneath its roots. It was as if the tree had been holding the water all along, waiting for the right moment to give it away. Kabir's eyes widened. "The tree saved everyone?" Granny smiled. "Yes. It gave water to the entire village. People drank, crops grew again, and life returned. The village was saved because of this tree." Kabir looked up at the branches in awe. One evening, men in bright vests arrived with axes and machines. Kabir's heart pounded. "Granny, what are they doing?" Granny sighed. "The government wants to build a road here. They are cutting down trees to make space." Kabir ran to the tree and hugged it tightly. "No, you can't take it away. This tree saved our village." The workers hesitated. One of them, a young man, stepped forward. "Boy, I understand, but we have orders." Kabir refused to move. Tears streamed down his face. "This tree is alive. It gave us water, it saved our homes. And now, when it needs us, we are letting it die." The workers looked at each other, unsure. Granny stepped forward. "There must be another way. The tree is part of our history. You cannot erase it." The young worker sighed. "We don't want to harm the environment, but we have to make space for the road." Kabir suddenly had an idea. "What if we build the road around the tree instead of cutting it down?" The workers exchanged glances. The idea had never crossed their minds. One of them called the village head, who called the engineers. After long discussions, the final decision was made. The road would be built around the tree. The entire village celebrated. People brought water, soil, and fertilizers to help the tree grow strong again. The peepal tree stood proudly, untouched, unbroken, and more loved than ever. Kabir smiled, placing his little hand on the bark. "See, Granny? This time the tree doesn't have to sacrifice itself." Granny wiped a tear and nodded. "Yes, Kabir. This time we protected it, just like it protected us." As years passed, the tree became a symbol of hope, love, and unity. Travelers passing through the village stopped to rest under its shade. It stood tall, reminding everyone that when humans and nature work together, miracles happen. And Kabir? He grew up to become an environmental activist, planting trees and protecting nature. Just like he had once promised his beloved peepal tree. Moral of the story: trees sacrifice so much for us, but sometimes they don't have to. If we take care of nature, nature will take care of us.